Well, what do we got going on over here? I guess nothing. I guess we're A-okay over there. New thing that I'm seeing about comment moderation. And I can't do that while I'm on. I guess I could appoint somebody a moderator. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. I haven't really paid attention to that part of the screen, but I'm gonna go with this. So, oh, Best is on. Besta, oh, good. You can see me and hear me. Yay! Thank you. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's the 25th, you guys, and it wasn't until I read somebody's comment that it reminded me today was the 25th, and by then it was almost 1 o'clock, I think, 12, somewhere in there. Had a grad party to go to, so I cut that kind of short, not real bad. Got to talk to one of my old work husbands and caught up with him. He's doing great. It's always just so good to hang out with my friend Ray. This is his second kid to graduate. He's got 2 more, 3 more to go. So then I'll get to see him every couple of years. It is my Christmas card night. I think I already said that. 25th of every month is Christmas card night. So hence the hat, the glasses, you know. Oh, we got, should we call her Holly? I guess it might be a him. Harold? Chris. We'll call him Chris for Christmas. Jolly old Saint Christmas there. Or Nick. Jolly old Saint Nicholas. But he's not really Santa either, is he? He's just a gnome dude dressed up for the holidays. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, thanks for joining tonight. Tony's on. Hey, Tony. Hey, Christy. I've got a fairly quick card because I was trying to figure out something fun to do in the car, and I came up with a really cool design that I saw. And when I got home from the thing, I just did not have a chance to recreate it. So maybe I will do that for next month. I'll get going on that. I need to write a note because I had an idea for today. And I was going to do it on a Wednesday. And I said, no, I'm going to do that for Christmas video. And then you think I remember what it is? No, totally don't know what it was. But hope you're all having a great weekend. It is the Memorial weekend. 3 days, lots of traffic. Christy, how was your traffic on the way home last night? Hey, Debbie Green. We were headed to Grand Rapids on Friday till we remembered the traffic and said, sorry, honey, we'll come up a different day, because around here being, I'm going to say we're along the lake shore of the west side of Lake Michigan. Well, the west side of Michigan, but it's the east side of Lake Michigan. We're along the shoreline, so come summertime, the traffic on the weekends is crazy heading up to like where Christy and my mom live up in Ludington. Just absolutely crazy. So we were not about to interject ourselves into that mess. So we found another route to something to do. So anyway, I think that's it. I could ramble. Got another week left of the Stampin' Up! Join special. And if you're local watching and you need a graduation card, don't forget my driveway greenhouse greetings card chalet. It's filled with cards for all occasions, and I got a whole container of graduation cards right now. So newbies, I think I got some newbies watching me. If you want to hear about the join special, hit me up. I will inform you on all things wonderful about the Stampin' Up! Startup kit. But for now, let's just get this show on the road and turn this down. Okay, we should be seeing my desktop now. Let me move my screen for a hot second and see if it goes down. It should go down, but I like to watch the Facebook. There we go. I like to watch the Facebook screen as well and make sure that it does go down. So here's what we're going to do today. And very, very simple, very easy to do. And on the inside, I put some candy canes because the paper had some candy canes on it. Then I did the smaller circle and you can't really see them, but we know that they're there. So you guys, I forgot on Wednesday about a keyword. Hey, Carol. Hey, Mom. Oh yeah, tomorrow's going to be awful coming back, Christy. I forgot the keyword on Wednesday. So for anybody that watched the Wednesday video with me or replay, I will enter those names. If you made a comment, I will enter those names into the drawing for the card kit. So I'm going to get my card kit word out of the way right now before I forget. So what I'm going to ask you to comment is, if you were the winner of this kit, would you want me to stamp you some candy canes? I guess I could do Merry Christmas too. I hate to do all the stamping on my card kits for you guys, and it would be the bow. Or do you just want everything, all like the circles and all the papers, and you will come up with your own verbiage and whatever you want on the inside? So respond with a stamp, or like no stamp, or don't stamp, or no stamping, something. So either let me know if you want me to stamp it for you or if you want to do it yourself. And then that way I know, like I say, sometimes I've been doing so much of it that when you get it, all you gotta do is glue it together, and you might want to actually do more of it. So that's the hot question for this kit. Let's get started. Oh, and I did do the flapper on the envelope for this card. I was going to stamp something on the front, but again, if you didn't want me to send you some candy canes, then putting a candy cane on the front really didn't jive, because it would still match the paper and the little circles, peppermints. But if you didn't have a candy cane stamp, then it might not make a lot of sense. So here's what we got. So let me take all these goodies out. I'm going to do my envelope first to get this piece off, and then I don't forget. So I'm just going to squirt some glue on the envelope. Yes, I'm kind of working backwards, but again, I always forget all this last minute stuff. I get all flustered, Yes, I get flustered and tongue-tied, and when it comes time to quit and I don't know exactly what I'm saying or what to say, and I end up just hanging up, and then when I'm cleaning up, I say, oh, geez, I forgot to do this, or oh, geez, I didn't do that. So some of the stuff, if I can do it first. So my envelopes differ from most people's envelopes, so you just want to make sure. Oh, I don't have my Teflon scissors because I put all those kits together with my friend Sheila the other day. You guys remember all those Vacation Bible School kits I was cutting? She came over on Thursday and we assembled a bunch of it so that the little kids don't have to glue all the well, the one thing I didn't even take a picture so I could show you guys, is it going to be a car? So I punched out like 200 little 3/4 inch circles for headlights. I made a thing and rounded the ends off for the bumper. Then we had a piece of like the body frame, and then another piece that we cut for the top. And then I cut yet another piece that would be like the windshield. And she's going to put their pictures in like the windshield. But we went ahead. She was cutting sticky, like thick foam adhesive paper tape stuff, so that the headlights like popped up. And so she's got my Teflon scissors over on the counter. Oh, let me get him and let me just show you what I'm talking about. I might have another newbie who doesn't know what I'm talking about. Stampin' Up! Used to sell these, I believe, but we don't sell them anymore. These were my close to my heart purchase. But when you get these black coated, Teflon coated, they may even have other coatings on them. The stick them from cutting up, say like you cut your dimensionals or you cut this like the tear tape now, but it used to be the red tape. Some people may still buy it. When you cut this, it gums up your scissors. So when you get the black, like these, I think there's a brand like at Michael's, Cutter Bees, maybe, then the stuff doesn't stick to them so much as it does on your, like your stainless ones. So it's just a little helpful tool to have so that you don't have to worry about everything's getting gunked up. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. Score it at 4.25 or fold it in half and burnish on your fold real good. Your bone folder, these are our bone folders. Awesome tool, and they are for creasing your folds. Or if you're Julie, you use it for a screwdriver. Do not recommend that. And yeah, you just use it for all kinds of fun stuff, but it's best to use it for folding, scoring your paper like it kind of is intended for. It works best if you stick to what it's supposed to be used for. And then, oh look, I didn't do this ahead of time. I've got a 5.25 by 4-inch piece of basic white, and I'm going to run it through an embossing folder. Now you use any folder you have that you like. I'm using, hang on, I will show you. I got an old one. I grabbed the old one that kind of looked Christmassy, and it's called Dainty Diamonds. You see that pattern on there? That's the one that I grabbed. I was going to use a plaid because one of my papers I got down there is plaid, but I didn't. And so we're going to glue that on next. Let's see, do I want... I'm going to use the debossed side on this one. Put the debossed side up, which is like the flat one. So now I got all my, all of the sticky uppy pieces. I'm too close, you can't see it. But I'm going to put the stick up parts down. And so you see the indents on this one. And when you do that, it does make it a little bit trickier to get it to glue down. Make sure you get a lot of glue around where the pieces, the edges and stuff, so that you can stick it down. So now I got the, can you see I got the indents side up or down? Sorry, the indents are showing. So I got that side up versus all these little pokey pieces sticking up. All right, so we're going to set that over there. Then I used some old paper. You guys probably got it. It's called Sweetest Christmas. And these are not from it. These are from another one, but it's these candy canes and stripes. And I'm going to say it went with the year that we had a giant candy cane set that would have cut these candy canes out of the die set. And that was just, I think that was just a couple years ago. I do believe, because Mom got it, and I think she made the Christmas ornaments for the angel tree at the senior center with it, or maybe she changed her mind and didn't, but I'm pretty sure she got it for that. So I cut out with just circles on old circle dies. I cut 4 different sizes. So I wouldn't go too large. This is a 3-inch circle, roughly. I wouldn't go too much larger than that because then it's not going to fit across the paper all that great. But if you had I been thinking, this had 2 sets of dies with it, and I grabbed all of the same set, I guess you want to call it. So they're graduated. So there's this big one, and then the other set had a little bit smaller. Then there's this one, then there's a little bit smaller than this one. So probably had I grabbed 4 from across each one, they'd have been a little bit bigger circles, but I wasn't that smart, so we don't have that. We've got 4 of all the same, but you just need 3 or 4 circles. And then we're going to cut them in half. You could fold them in half if you want to get an idea like of where half is and just kind of see. But I said this was almost 3, well, this is 3 inches, this one. So we want to go about 1.5. And then I'm just going to slice it. That's about where I had I could see the fold in there. And we're going to cut each circle in half. This paper is not from that set. This paper is this giant paper pack that we had, a bonus kind of it had like 48 sheets of paper in it. And I believe that most of them were plaids in all different like seasons. There was Halloweeny colored ones and all different stuff. So I had that in this pack from another project that I think when I went to Girls Weekend, I took it for something that I was thinking of making and stuck it in there. So today I just thought that it would work. So I'm just kind of eyeballing these circles of getting a feel for where I want to. Yeah, it is, Julie. It's an oldie. When I saw it today, I don't want to say I'm about doing the old stuff, but you guys, if you watch people, you see a lot of the same stuff. So I don't want you guys to see all the same stuff when you watch me. So I do tend to gravitate towards something that might not have been seen so recent. All right, so you've got 2 sets of half circles now. So we're going to glue them together, and we're going to glue them over to like the left side. So there could be a bajillion and one ways of making this. This is just how I'm doing it. You may find a easier way for you, but this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just line these up on the circle the best that I can here. And again, see my thought with my candy canes, had I used the different circles, I probably would have had one that was a little bit larger to show off the candy canes, but I think this worked out okay okay, so we're going to glue those onto the left side. And now you can put these, let me get the other one glued together. And this one, we're going to do the same thing. So glue them down to the left side. of your paper or of your circle. And I guess if you wanted to glue them to the other side, that will, let me see if I can imagine that here in a second. Imagine what that might look like. Oh, I'm starting to get all hot and sweaty with my sweatshirt on. I've been freezing again today. The graduation party was outside in the shade, so. All right, so this one you're going to turn the other direction. But you could also like turn them this way, but then you might want to put them on the right hand side because they're not going to line up that way. So maybe if we glued them to the right side, then you could put them this way. But what the goal is to have the circles kind of like look like they swoop. And I don't want to say together, but this center for mine swoops. What you can also do is make 2 sets of circles and start like with your biggest and go down and then turn around and do it again with the biggest and then go down so that when you cut them all in half, this side and this side like mimic each other. And then they should, then I think they'll, I can't show you without doing it, but I think then they should line up because this would be, then you'd line them up like this, right? So then this one would be the dotted and it's going to flow. This one would be the candy cane and then the red and then the stripey. And then you could kind of pull them apart a little bit like that. If you did a big and a little, but since I only did one and cut them in half, we are only going to flow on our center circle. Hope that made sense. So then I'm just going to glue them down. Kind of eyeball where it's going. And then I'm going to pull them apart. I saw a lot of samples. People always just use 3 circles. So feel free just to do, 3 if you want, or be sure that, like I said, that you're maybe using both of the die sets so that you don't have as much space. Then it might be cute too. All right, so now we've got our circles down there and you can see my center flow there. That's the one that we're looking for. And then as far apart as you have them, then you'll want to like cover across that with something. You don't have to do it this wide. That's not very wide. We could shrink this like in half and then see more of our circles. But my Merry Christmas is a little bit big. So I grabbed my Snowman Season. I don't know what year he was from, but I got my Snowman Season set. Oh, vintage wrapping paper to do this. Yes, you could. Any kind of paper will work, Linda. You just got to cut your circles and. Oh, thanks, Julie. You just have to, have different color circles. But yes, the wrappy paper idea would work too. Any kind of. You could even just do solid circles. You don't have to use like designer paper circles. You can just use solid color circles. That would work awesome as well. So I'm going to use the Merry Christmas from that Snowman Season in Garden Green. What's old is new. Yeah, this one, Julie, is also, I'm going to say easier. And when I do my Christmas cards, we make so many Christmas cards like at one time that I do try and tend to keep it a little bit easier design that you can mass produce and feel good about it without going, oh my Lord, that's going to take me days to do those. These are fairly easy to do, my Christmas cards. I do throw in some Way Out Willie ones, but for the most part, I like to keep them pretty simple. I'm just throwing some of the dimensional, the edge pieces on there. And then we're going to pop that up over the center here. And this is 5¼ inches by 1, and it could definitely be trimmed down to be a little bit skinnier. But by the time I try and do that, I'll make it crooked. So we're just going to leave it that way. And you could, I tried originally to take my candy canes and I was going to put it like here just to have something, but the candy canes are too big. But if you had a smaller one, you could put it right on the side or down here and like tuck it in or hang it over a little bit. But mine were too big from that. I haven't got them out yet, but so I just used these hot peppermint, what do they call them? Peppermint, red and white adhesive back peppermints that you guys know. These were so hot last fall. We couldn't get them in. They ran out. I think they sold out like the very first hour that they were available to the general public for mass ordering by demos kind of thing. So we waited. I did get a couple packs there when they came back in stock. So that's the front of our card for now. Then I got to make sure I got my piece for the inside. I got 2 here. Got to see which one's the right size. Okay, let me go ahead and put this on the inside. Now, if you're going to stamp on it, stamp before you glue so you can flip it over if you need to. We don't always get everything perfectly stamped the first time. Okay, so now I've got a piece of basic white, and then this candy cane set called Candy Cane Season, I did see was from 2018, and it was a bundle with this punch, and it made a candy cane and the bow. So I pre-punched candy cane and the bow just so that I knew that I was like doing it in the right spot. So we're going to put the template that I made on our paper, and then I'm going to stamp candy cane and the bow over that. Now, you think it's going to work. I hope it's going to work, but who knows if I'm going to be able to see that. I almost wore that red pad. See if we're going to be able to see that in there. So let's put that. That looks pretty good. Don't overthink it. Oh, I don't know if I'm in there. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there's our first layer of the candy cane. He does come with an outline and the center strips. Oh, I can't wash them because I do need them again. But I don't need 2 bows. So try that again. Do it. Okay. So we got our first part of the candy cane done. Now we're going to do the outline. Let's take that guy off. Wash him off. Stick him back in there. Here's the outline. I'm going to do that in red as well. Probably don't need the template so much on, well, look at me right there. Not even close. Let's put the template back on, see what we get. This is where our Stamparatus would come in handy. And see, look how good that is when you use the template. I'm gonna put that back down because now we need to do our bow. Oh, the snowman was like 2021. Okay, thanks, Christy. I wasn't sure. I don't even know if it was just a stamp, if it had a die set. I didn't look at that. I just was looking for when I found this candy cane set in my Christmas pile. I had a feeling it had dies or something with it. So I looked it up in my little program and saw that it had the punch. I didn't look up the other one. Drew a blank. Okay, so we're gonna put our little bow in here. And then I'm gonna do the outline layer over the top. I'm just gonna go for it because I can't see the shape in there or the cutout. All right, so now we've got the bow in there, and that bow is super pretty. I like this, how the dark gives that depth to that bow. Very pretty. Very pretty. And oh, I did see these candy canes. Let me show you. And they would have fit okay up here in the corner, I think. I just, for time's sake, I saw that and I thought, oh, then I'm gonna have to fussy cut that and so no. But those candy canes may work okay up there. Let's see, we used the green, so now we've got the red. We're done with the red. I'm gonna put that away or I definitely wear it. And then we're gonna bring our punch in, and then it should line right up in our punch because of the quote unquote, little template that I made. Then we can come over here and punch the second one. And because I did get another bow, I could try and stamp on that and glue that somewhere, but having this one is good. And I put a little bit of glue on it. Ooh, that was a lot of glue. And I just stuck it down here under my Merry Christmas. Probably gotta pull it down a little further so it doesn't impede the word Christmas. So we've just add a little jazzing up to the front with the bow. And then for the inside, I just kind of intertwined the candy canes a little bit. And because that one is off, we don't want him to show as much. So I don't know. How did I do those two? Oh, I went the other way. I went this way. Yeah, we'll go that way again. We'll just stick them on there. Stick them on. All right. So as I said earlier, if you just joined on later, my keyword for this card kit, I will do the drawing on Wednesday at my weekly, announce the winner. But if you want me to send you some candy canes for yours because you don't have anything like that and the bow, then comment that like stamp yes on stamps, whatever. If you were to win it and you want to use whatever you have for your words or your candy cane embellishment kind of thing, then just say no, don't send it, whatever, however you want to get that across to me in your comment. And I've got the back and the circles and everything ready to go. I just, again, didn't know if somebody maybe thought they had a candy cane they wanted to use, or you got something else in your stash that you want to use. instead. So I'm thinking, oh, and then I got the envelope. Did I do the envelope? Yes, we did that first. So now we got our envelope flap done with the extra piece of paper. This one coordinated. I used up all the coordinating paper that I had handy on mine and the prize kit. So I used a different paper from the same pack for that one. That's why they look different. But let's go back and see. Well, thanks for watching, you guys. I guess that's it. We are going back to me, and I'm just gonna sign off and say goodnight and thanks for watching. I'll be back on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend and be safe if you're on the roads. I think that's it. I will see you Wednesday. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.